This is a Pod Dealers Network podcast.
Feeling good in here, drinking my green juice, green drink, whatever it is you call it. It's funny how nothing to get you healthy faster than getting sick.
What is TWS podcast, episode, whatever, who cares at this point?
Bar.
The rants of the vindicated.
It's my podcast and I do what I want to.
People, listen.
Word, is it still live?
It's not working for me, Rich. All right, we gonna keep going.
I know I changed my voice at work.
Bars on the radio.
What is TWS podcast?
Ready. I feel like the Neanderthal.
Staring at my watch and I'm feeling so new school. Suicide attempts, how many tries to take? They ain't ready.
Hey, sleep. You been shedding too much light, Lou. You're making them want to do right, Lou. They're getting self-esteem, Lou. These girls are trying to be queens, Lou. They're trying to graduate from school, Lou. They're starting to think that smart is cool, Lou. They're trying to get about the hood, Lou. I'll tell you what you should do.
And I'm brainless, which means I'm headless, like Ichabod Crane is, or foreplay less sexist, which makes me saneless.
With no neck left to hang a chain with, which means I'm necklace less, like a necklace stuff, and I ain't used my headrest yet. God damn. Anyway, I'll be sleeping on Lupe sometime. I had to go back. I decided I was going to start doing music like that people know. Like normally I try to introduce you to something or share music. I don't think a lot of people get a chance to hear, but I just want to let's do stuff we all know. Anyway, welcome to the What is TWS podcast. As always, I'm your boy J. Flam, representing the White Pants Society. And I have to thank you, first and foremost, for taking some time out of your day to come sit and chill with me and talk about whatever it is we're going to talk about. Try to relate it to something in the end. But you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I do greatly appreciate that. So thank you. I was sitting here trying to, figure out music for this week. I think I kind of, sort of, maybe got a topic, but music is always like the long pole in the tent. Like I got to find something to start the episode with. And I was just going through, tracks. I decided since last week, since I did that Puff Daddy song, that's what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to continue down that vein of music from the past or, that when I was really heavy into being a fan and then do some nostalgic type stuff. And ran across that Lupe page and I wasn't going to use it until I caught a line I had never caught before, which was right there. It was just so dope. I guess I didn't catch it because I don't know. Maybe I wasn't in that bag back then when the song came out. But the man says, "I'm headless like Ichabod Crane is, or foreplay less sex is. I'm headless like foreplay less sex is." Like God damn, Lupe. I wasn't. Damn, foreplay, less sex, no head, headless. Crazy. I'm going to make a really weird transition right now from that because, mostly what I want to talk about is having Chef Elise. I have a Chef Elise update for this week. It's probably the majority of the episode because I haven't seen her in such a long time. And she's just such an amazingly dope kid. Like I know all parents are supposed to think their children are special, and I do. Like my little girl is just amazing. See, it was really cool. I was able to pick her up, this week. I was able to kind of bounce back from the ER visit and dealing with the arm and all this craziness. But I got my little girl, and we had a really, really fun weekend. We didn't do any Chef Elise stuff. We didn't cook or bake or anything like that. We just hung out, man. We legit hung out on some daddy-daughter type stuff. I think in the first couple of hours that I had her, she told me so many times, how much she missed me. And it's everything. It just means the world. Because it's my biggest fear. With all of this, I think one of the reasons I was pushing to kind of make sure I had to visit with her this weekend was I still have this feeling, this fear that, especially now that, my ex-wife is remarried and she's got a stepdad, she's got a man in the house that, she spends the majority of her time with, that sees her every day. It's I always worry about being, replaced or forgotten. my mom was kind of trying to tell me when my ex-wife was pregnant and we found out it was a girl. I think all guys secretly want a son, and my ex-wife and I had pretty much like, we just knew we was having a boy. We had a boy's name picked out and everything. Like I don't know. The spirits had told us we was having a boy. And then we did one of those dumbass gender reveal parties, which I think are insanely stupid. Like, it's like, I don't know, like I almost feel like I was the only one there that didn't know. Like, it's like, my wife knew, my ex-wife knew, like she wasn't going to tell me. And people have got to set it up. People have got to, they got the cake or whatever with whatever colors. People have got to, we did the whole open the box and the balloons come out type thing. So people blew up the balloons and they put them in the box so they know. This is like you inviting people over a party because I don't know, you want to tell them something you could have told them, but you got to tell them in a special way or something like that. But anyway, when we found out she was a girl, no disappointment, just, kind of like a redirection of energy, like redirection toward, preparing for a boy. Now I'm, preparing for a girl. My mom's, sat me down. She was like, little boys you have to let go of. Like, they get old enough to a certain point. They start their own families. They become men. They move on, and you kind of like have to let go of them. And she's like, a girl is going to be your little girl forever. And I'm coming to find out, at least, for the first 6 years, that's true. They're like, no matter what has happened, no matter what is taking me away from her, that whenever, we link up again, whenever I see her again, whenever we get time to spend time together again, I'm dad. And that is, that's my proudest accomplishment to this day. But yeah, we got together this weekend, and she just has a million stories she has to tell me about everything. Luckily, this weekend, no Andrew stories. I think Andrew finally has disappeared from the picture. Thank God for you, Andrew. Like, I don't know. I really was starting to believe that you caught a bad rap, Andrew, because you was not even in the picture anymore. Y'all don't go to the same school. Y'all don't hang out in the same circle. She moved to a whole different city, and still for a couple months, you was public enemy number one. So maybe your exploits, have been a little exaggerated, and you're not as bad a dude as you was made out to be. I should understand that, because I feel like sometimes my reputation, my infamy, is undeserved. And the same probably happened to you, Andrew. So I apologize for all of that. But no Andrew stories, just, stories about kids she's met in school and, making friends and, and schoolwork. And she's got to like run me down. It's a weird thing as a parent. And let me know, if you have young kids or, or remember your time with your younger kids, like how you handle these things. Like she asked me if I know the answer to certain math questions. And maybe this is me overthinking it, but in my mind, it's like, all right, if I give her the answer, if I say I know the answer, because I do, because, I'm an adult and like this is kindergarten math, that don't give her the opportunity to show off what she knows. But at the same time, kids already think they know more than you as it is. So if I'm like, nah, what is it? And she got to tell me, I'm just like reinforcing that the dad don't know shit. And you know more than dad already at 6. So I'm always like stuck. But normally we end up in some situation where like, I'll let her have, the easy ones. And then she'll reach a point at some point during the weekend where she'll ask me a math problem that she doesn't know the answer to. And I get to walk her through like solving it. And so that's dope. That's dope. She just left earlier today, and I was in the room putting things back together, and I noticed she gave herself a math test. Wow, like I have all these drawing pads and stuff because she loves to draw, and I bought her like a ton of art supplies and stuff like that. And so, she'll be drawing pictures the whole time she's here, and sometimes while she's up here by herself, when she wakes up in the morning before she comes down to interrupt my piece, she'll just be up here drawing. And she like wrote herself a math test. Like she wrote math at the top of the page, And then she just wrote out some problems and the answers. And then she went and graded it. Like she put check marks behind all the ones she got right, which of course she got them all right 'cause she wrote the questions, the answers. But yeah, that just struck me as amazingly dope. Like I love that little girl. I love her to death. What grinds my gears, what bothered me this week, and I didn't share this with my ex-wife, and I don't know if she ever listens to the podcast, but y'all know I don't talk greasy about her. I hold her in the highest esteem. That's the mother of my child. She takes great care of my little girl, and if I think my little girl is dope, I have to give her credit for a lot of that. But you knew the butt was coming. I came to pick her up, right? And I don't know. Like they kids. She's 6. She's in kindergarten. She's rough. Shoes was crazy. Shoes was just crazy. And then I guess she's a black girl with black girl hair, and it's a lot of it. And I know and she don't like for you to touch it. Like she has an issue with people like touching her hair. Like that. Like she bloody murder. I think she's gotten better with it. Like she don't do the bloody murder, but you on a clock. Like she's tensing. Like she's like, I know you have to do this, and I'm trying to be a good girl, but I can't. It's happening. So I can imagine like fucking with her hair is a task. Like it could probably be overwhelming. Like you got to do it, but the idea of what you got to put yourself through is so overwhelming that it's hard to just start. So I get that. But when I picked her up, I was just like, what the fuck? Like I don't know. My mom used to have this thing when we was growing up, like, in terms of like making sure when we didn't want her to dress us and we didn't want her to take care of us and stuff like that, we didn't want her to do, she was like, I can't let you go out of the house looking like a throwaway child. It's like she didn't want us looking like throwaway children. Like the idea was and we was never dressed to the nines and like name brands. I ain't talking, you ain't gotta, like, I was having a conversation with my friend and he was talking about buying, like his 3-year-old twins, like, Nikes and Adidas and stuff. Man, that's cool. If that's what you want to do. But I'm not saying that level. Like I'm not buying her, expensive shoes or expensive clothes because she's 6 and she about to tear them up anyway. But I do always want her to look like neat and cared for. I don't want her to look thrown away. It's in my mind like throw away child. And all I can hear is my mother's voice when I seen her. My mom had all the Southern sayings. She'd be like, boy, your hair look like rats been sucking on it. Like that. And that's what I saw. I think like the back of her hair was out. Like everything else was like up in like ponytails or buns or whatever. The back of her hair was out. And the kitchen was just, it was a tragedy. And I get her to the house, and it's on my mind. I'm thinking about it, like, and then I get a text from my ex-wife saying, she, had to take, the back of her hair out, and that I may need to do something with that. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't have experience with like black girl hair other than don't touch it and they don't swim and they gotta sleep with bonnets and satin pillows and all that kind of shit. But like actually doing it, no experience. I've washed my daughter's hair when she was younger and I've dried it and I've tried that. At one point she would like let me put the products and stuff in her hair, moisturizers and the conditioners, the after, whatever it is, the shit that you do to like make it manageable. Because we've been trying to keep it natural, or that was my idea when she was born. We'll see how much longer that goes. But other than that, like I don't know what to do. And so she told me I needed pink lotion and then like some ponytail holders or something like that, and the ones without metal connectors or something like that. So I'm like, all right, I got a pink lotion. So I'm hitting up my homie as we posted. He got his twins for the weekend, and I got my daughter. We was gonna all go to the movies, which I'll talk about later. But I'm telling her like, daughter's hair is crazy. I need to do something with it. I'm asking him if his girlfriend, and this is my my white homie, my white friend. my good, that's my brother. My brother, love him to death. He, he takes good care of me. And if ever I need something, I reach out to him. I know he's gonna come through with it, and he's gonna hit me up and make sure I'm okay. I ask if if there's anything he can do. That's my brother, love him to death, but he is white. And so I hit him up, and just off chance, like if his girl knew anything about like black hair or whatever, and I think she was willing to give it a try, but I don't think she knew. Because I said something about the pink lotion, and he was like, man, you sure she means pink lotion? She don't mean some sort of conditioner or something? And I had to Google it to figure out it is a conditioner. It's called like pink moisturizing lotion or something for your hair. And we both learned a black thing this weekend. I knew pink lotion didn't mean put lotion in her hair, but I couldn't tell you I knew exactly what pink lotion was. So here's the funny thing that happened with that. For whatever reason, and maybe one of y'all can clue me in to what it is that I do to create this. Because I'm all about like assessing my part in things and keeping my side of the street clean to keep me from being in situations where I feel resentful or angry toward a person. Let me figure out what it is I am doing that's provoking them to act that way. Or if I'm just, buffoonishly putting myself in a bad situation around a person I shouldn't be around consistently. But there seems to be this pattern in my life where people enjoy or seek out like antagonizing me. Like people like to oppose me for some reason. Like I feel like I'm a target. Like people like to just fuck with me. and I be trying to tell people, don't fuck with me. Like I'm the nicest person in the world. I don't want to get out of character with you. I don't want to be a different person with you. I want to be a nice person. I want to love you. I want to care for you. I want us to be friends. I want you to know that if you ever need anything, you can reach out to me. All I'm asking you to do, and I will tell you all the buttons to push. I will tell you all the places to leave me alone. It's just don't fuck with me. And so, I'm a huge football fan. Fantasy football is a big thing for me. I've started leagues. A lot of my friends have participated in the leagues, and we'll play together. And huge thing for me. I think if you know me, if you're around me for any given period of time, especially close to football season, you'll understand, what it is for me. You'll understand if you want me to be somewhere, it better not be around noon on Sunday because I ain't coming, unless the game gonna be on. So that's a known thing for me. And I'm from the DMV. Like I'm from Chocolate City. I'm from the area. I'm a Redskin fan. I'm sorry, Washington football team fan by force, not by choice. It's a rough life. I didn't choose this life. It chose me. But that's what it is. I'm in it for life, like a gang or whatever. I'm in it. Ain't no getting out. Ain't no abandoning ship. This is what I do. That's my squad. I fucks with them for life. So it's very easy to stay. If you were a fan of another team, I don't really care. We can do the fun, back and forth bantering. Chad is a Cowboy fan. He's from Texas. I respect that. I respect people who rock with the team from where they from. When you rock with a team and you ain't never been to the city, I feel a certain kind of way about you. I got homies like that too, though. And I think they've been to the city. If you ain't never been to the city, that's a real problem. If you ain't from the city, you ain't never lived there or nothing like that, I don't know. You can have it. Maybe you grew up and now your favorite player was, out of state or whatever, so you had to live that way. I don't know. I forgive you. But you can be who you root for your team. But me and mine. You know what that is. Don't violate in that space. And so I'm sitting here, and this was 2-3 weeks ago. And I get a picture from my ex-wife, and this is my little girl in a Giants uniform. And this thing, I think this was the night that the Redskins and the Giants played, and we won. Last minute field goal. It wasn't a pretty win, but we won. But yeah, my ex-wife sends me a picture, and she's like, Elise says she's a Giants fan. Blah blah blah. I mean, I'm probably blacked out after that. I don't know what the rest of the message was. I knew I had to go to my program, and I had to be like slow to anger, slow to speak. Does it need to be said? Is it important? And so I let it go. I let it go because fuck it. It's a little girl in a football jersey. Like it's not the end of the world. But I know that the person that put her in that jersey, that gave her that jersey, knows me. They know what I'm about. They know what's important to me. They know what means something to me. I know my ex-wife knows what I'm about. They know what's important to me. They know what means something to me. So even if, and she from the area too. She from the DMV. So I'm like, you let this happen on your watch? Like why are you sending this to me? Are you sending this to me to anger me? Because I think you know that it will. Whether it should or it shouldn't, I think you know that it will. And there's nothing I can do about it. That's like the most fucked up part about a lot of these things with like my daughter and being a part-time dad, is that when these situations happen, like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like I can't run over there and be like, and rip the jersey off. Not that I would do that anyway. But you know that I can't. I just got to eat that. I just got to sit there with the image of my daughter in a Giants jersey before I've ever had the chance to ingrain the football morals that I want to impart upon my daughter, So I feel like it's purposeful. Like, why would you do that? And if he was going to do it, just don't show me. Like, there's no way I would have to know. And then like a week later, I get a text because the jersey that she was wearing was a Victor Cruz jersey. I think the friend that gave it to her is Puerto Rican, and it's a whole whatever. And a week later, I get a text that now my daughter has changed her middle name to Cruz. Her middle name is, I shouldn't do that. Anyway, her middle name begins with a C, and then apparently she changed it to Cruz because she's a Victor Cruz fan and she never wants to take the jersey off. I'm just like, jab, jab, jab. Like, why are you doing this to me? I can't do anything about it. So these body blows that I got to take, I'm getting irritated. So I say all this to say that daughter's hair is all fucked up and she's a Giants fan. So I'm like, this can't stand. And I've decided the same way I talk on Facebook, not Facebook, but Twitter and all that, is like, you don't put your energy into the behavior that you don't like. You put your energy into the behavior that you like. You put your energy into what you want to see. So I'm like, I'm not going to address with my daughter or with anyone for that fact. I'm doing it with y'all because we family. But this whole my daughter Giants thing, I'm not even going to address that. I am just going to expose her to what I want, her to see, and show her how happy it makes me, that when we're on the same team. So I go NFL shop, I get her a little Chase Young shirt, I get her a hat with the little pigtail things that come down. I get myself a jersey so that, next time I see her, we can rock out. So she gets here, and I present her with the stuff. I also made her a Chef Elise shirt. I went and same way I do the merch for the store. I made her a little logo, and I put it on the shirt, and I had that. I ordered that, had that sent over. So I had all that stuff laid out, and she gravitated straight to the Washington football team gear. So which I was excited about. So come time for us to leave to go to the movie, that's what she wants to wear. And this is again like dads making sacrifices. I'm in Texas. And now I'm about to go to a mall with a big ass Redskin jersey on, Washington football team jersey on. My daughter's gonna be Washington football team out, and we're going to stand out. We're going to get attention and eyes, and hopefully it doesn't become a problem. But the cool thing was, is she wanted to wear the hat. It was like 85 degrees outside. She wanted to wear this hat, and I wasn't going to say nothing to her about it. I'm like, win-win. She wears the hat. The hair is covered. If she ain't hot, if she ain't complaining, I ain't complaining. We about to rock this hat. And that's exactly what we did. But yeah, so that was the good part of the day. The bad part of the day is we get to the movie theater. It's 3 parents and 3 kids, a 6-year-old and 2 3-year-olds. And this, I think the two 3-year-olds, the twins, this was maybe their first movie theater experience. We was all bracing for like how they were going to be able to handle that. And so we get in there, we try to time it so that we're not early at all. Like we get there right a little bit after what we think what the showtime is, so that hopefully, the projector's already rolling. We already, watching the little pre-show stuff, and we getting ready to go right into the movie so we can limit the amount of time we trying to keep kids still. That's the plan. Hold on, green juice break. And we do that. We execute the plan flawlessly, but we get in there and the projector's not rolling. So, all right, we sitting there, we going through popcorn. I think we done ran through the popcorn. We done ran through the, some of the candy. Sodas is running low. Still, the projector's not on. It's just going 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Finally, I guess the manager or whatever comes down and says the projector's broken. We're not getting the movie. And he's offering passes or whatever like that. So my homie Chad, he's a big dude, man. He's a big dude, but he's white. and he's everything I wish I could be. I don't think he understands like some of that. Like I wish I could be as like brash and like just what the fuck kind of, sometimes there's a little bit of white privilege in there. Cause I can't, because if I break bad in public, some of the times in the ways that he does, it could go left real fast. And I can't afford to, to risk whether or not it is or isn't. Maybe it won't, but by the time we figure out whether it will or won't, could be too late. So I can't do that. Chad can though. And he's like, so who's going, you going to refund me for this $70 worth of, shit, popcorn and shit that I bought? And, and the manager, of course, like, yeah, we'll talk about it. Like, he got that, like, cause somebody to pipe down type stature. Like, the way he coming at you and his size, like, you got to immediately decide whether or not you want this problem or not. Like, there's no, if the next words that come out of your mouth are not calming the situation down, then you have already decided that you want this, like, that you go mode it, because it ain't. That's the way he is. He makes you make that decision in a split second. And I wish I could do that, but I can't. So anyway, I got like 6 passes to for movie tickets. Maybe we'll try again in the next 2 weeks to see Ron's Gone Wrong. Fandango keeps asking me to leave a review. I didn't see the fucking movie. Fandango, the projector's out. I guess y'all don't know. But again, I go back to 2021. We have the technology. These communications should happen. Because anyway, we leave there and we go. There's a inflatable Wonderland or whatever in the mall. And the draw to inflatable Wonderland is that, one, parents are free. You don't pay for adults. You pay for the kids. And it's real cheap for the kids. You go in, you get all wristband up, so everybody, we know who's attached to who. Parents cannot jump on any of the inflatable things. So you got your built-in excuse that you about to sit your ass down. You can go do whatever it is you want. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't go with you. I can't jump with you because it's against the rules. But have all the fun you want. And everybody's wristband up. And they got, gates and stuff so that you can sit there and feel relatively safe, that your child can run around and do whatever it is they want. And you just, whenever they tucker themselves out, you collect them and leave. And then nobody else can leave with your child. That's the whole purpose of the wristband system. So we in there for a good little bit, almost long enough to make it to like the next showing of the movie. But I think that was too much for all the kids. Like, you know, at that point they was ready to go home. They didn't want to they weren't going to sit still, you know, movie theater. It was getting to be like, you know, bath and bedtime type situation. So we had a ball. They played. My daughter and one of the twins played air hockey. It's the cutest thing ever. You know, in her Washington football team hat and gear with the pigtails and everything. I got pictures. It was super dope. And all that went down, and it's time to go. So we gather everybody up. Everybody's the meltdowns are coming, so we know it's time to go. It wasn't too much of a chore to get everybody together, but we gathered everybody up, and we're leaving the place. And again, like when I'm with my daughter, like it feels like sensory overload. Like if I'm in public with my daughter, it's sensory overload because I got to make sure I keep my eye on her, and I got to keep my eye on the surroundings. What are people doing around us? You know, making sure she's not running into anybody, and making sure nothing is coming her way that she doesn't see coming because she's in her own little world. It's just like I feel like my head is on a swivel the whole time because if I take my eyes off her to look forward to see what's going to happen, when I drop my eyes back down, she's going to be someplace else, and then I got to find her and then reorient. Like it's a constant thing. So I'm not really paying attention to what's going on ahead of me, which sounds completely opposite to what I just said. But I'm getting her together, and we're walking toward the exit. When I get to the exit, I can kind of see like Chad is having a conversation with the management and whatever there, and then, you know, I get Elise and we walk out, and we're out in the mall just waiting for them, and then I hear him say, "Well, I ain't coming back here ever again," and he dips, and I can see on his face something ain't right, and basically what he was complaining about was, like I said, the whole point of the whole draw to Inflatable Wonderland is that you as a parent could take your kids someplace. They have a million things to do. Let them run free. You can sit down, let them tire themselves out, and without fear of losing your child. Like, you know, the most you're afraid of is, I don't know, overly aggressive other kids and stuff like that. You know, you just wait for your kid to come running back to you crying, but you don't think they're not going to get lost. Like nobody can take them because that's not, the security's built in. And apparently, it did happen when I was leaving. Like nobody is checking the wristbands. Like they just letting people walk out. Like there were kids right behind me that were just being kids and just going when the door opened, just wanted to go for the door. And they could have easily just gone with me. Not me trying to take them, but they could have just gone with me because nobody was paying attention to what they were doing. And nobody checked the wristbands, no nothing. And Chad was having it out with his manager, like 2 managers in one day, like really my hero. But on the ride home, we were talking about it, and it was just, he said he was talking to the manager, and he was telling them, you know, what I just said, like the whole point in coming here is, you know, to feel safe, you know, letting my kid play without having to follow him, you know, all over the place. You know, like this defeats the whole point. Like nobody even checked. I asked her if she was going to check, and she waved me off. Like I think he was walking out, and nobody was checking. And he asked the lady, "Hey, you want to check my wristband?" And she was like, "No, go ahead." And he said something else about it, and then she stopped responding to him. Like she just shut down. And I think that's when he went and got the manager. And it's like, you know, I asked for them to look at the wristband. Like it's the whole fucking point, you know. And the manager said to him that, "I'm sorry, sir, you know, we're understaffed," or whatever, something like that. And he was like, "Do you think that's an acceptable excuse? Like, do you think if one of my boys had gone missing and I came up here and you guys had not checked, you know, wristbands or anything like that, and my child was missing, and you said to me, we're understaffed," I'd have been like, "Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I can understand that. You're understaffed. Yeah, you might lose a kid. You know, it can happen. And when we were talking about it, all of this, what dawned on me is like, when all of this shit happens and we see these things, you know, happening with, you know, law enforcement and stuff like that, I feel like we get excuses like that. Like, you know, understaffed, or, you know, just police be following procedures, or procedures being unclear, or all kinds of just weird, like, excuses for why something happened, or reasons that why something happened. There may float in any other situation, but it's like Chris Rock said, there are some jobs where you just can't have a bad day. You can't have a few bad eggs. You can't have, you can't, if you're a surgeon and you lose a patient because of something that was preventable, and you be like, man, I just was off my game today. Nobody wants to hear that. A pilot that crashes a plane can't just, we understand, But these are the kind of, excuses we're fed, and we're supposed to just eat them. We're supposed to just accept it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. More of the story is, there's certain situations that, require a level of accountability that there are no excuses for loss of life. Ever. And and no excuses. If my little girl would have been missing, there's no way. You can't tell me we're understaffed. And I'd have been like, oh, okay, all right. Well, you did the best you could, You did the best you could. No, it's not how it works. Not how it works at all. But yeah, Chad's my hero. I told him that, like, he's my complaint guy. Like, he might be my anger translator. I think he's gonna be like my Luther. Cause he gets shit done. Like, if, I go places and I get screwed over and stuff, or, they leave out my fries or something, I just be like, damn it, darn it. Luck of the draw. I'm like, nah, from now on, I'm calling Chad, like, hey, bro, like, they charged me for 2 pairs of socks. I only bought one. He be like, hey, let's go. And he probably gonna get me a free sweater or something like that. That's how Chad rolls. And I'm trying to learn how to do that as a black man and stay alive. But yeah, that's all I got. If you made it this far, you a dope ass individual, and I appreciate you, understaffed or not. Let's do the calls to action. If you are looking to get your life together in terms of fitness and nutrition, I'm drinking my green drink. Don't let yourself get sick and in like fucked up situations like I was in before you decide to be healthy. You can do it now. But you can hit up Live Alpha Fitness, LIV, no E, alphafitness.com. It's my boy Zaya Fitness that was on Instagram that I've been promoting for, ever. But good dude, great dude. He can get you where you need to be. So hit him up, livealphafitness.com. All right. If you're looking for ways to be impactful in the world at large, and to change things, to be your brother's keeper, to, I don't know, maybe make sure kids don't get abducted in inflatable wonderland. I apologize. No, I don't apologize. Fuck it. But yeah, if you're looking to do those kinds of things, hit up ttcharities.org. They always got something going. Donate what you can. Time, money, books, clothes, a like, a retweet, a repost. It all goes a long way. So definitely ttcharities.org. Hit them up. I got my merch, whatistws.com/store. It is hoodie season. It's a coupon code hoodie season, HOODIESZN, will get you 20% off all outerwear, long sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all that good stuff. I think I even put the mugs and everything like that in that category. So anything cold weather related or, cuffing season related is all in there. You can get yourself some throw blankets or whatever so you can Netflix and chill on the couch. It's all available for purchase and at 20% off with coupon code hoodie season. Help me send Chef Elise to Disney World one of these days. But with that said, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Until we speak again, be safe, be easy, be the light. And know this, I love you. Holla.
Last call for alcohol. Yeah.
if this is it, like if this is the last joint, if this is the last hurrah, it's the last call for alcohol, baby. I gotta say, whether you knew it or not, it's pretty much at the finest bar establishment, the finest spirits and libations y'all could have had, baby. You might realize it now, you might have realized it back then. You might realize it later.
Love.